Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann, ready to break down another slate of games for daily fantasy. We've also got your prop bets and home run calls. And we had some records broken yesterday, which we'll get to in a minute in Major League Baseball. A lot of them, actually.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that. The first story, though,
it's college football season.
It's a great one, guys. University of South Carolina's legal team is advising against the Gamecocks using the name Sir Big Spur moving forward. Now, Sir Big Spur is the name of the rooster that is the team's mascot. It kind of sits in, I've covered the South Carolina Gamecocks for a few years, and it sits in this box. It has, I guess that's its little house, and there's a disagreement now between the bird's original owners and the new owners over whether or not the animal's comb on its head should be trimmed. So that's the little red thing, I guess. The owners the original owners trimmed the rooster's comb, you know, that fleshy red area on the top of their head, to make it look more like a fighting gamecock, make it look really intimidating. The new owners opted to keep the comb intact, citing health benefits to the bird. So an agreement with the original owners allowing the use of the name Sir Big Spur has expired. So now there's legal action being threatened. So the university just said change the name. Some suggestions being floated. Tyler, are you ready for these names?
I am. I like some of these.
Cockadoodle Dude. Cluck Norris, Marco Pollo, and Cock Commander, which last I saw on Twitter was trending.
It's trending.
So
people like the Cock Commander. Marco Pollo is hilarious. I love it. And if it was like 2007, Cluck Norris would be the easy winner.
Oh, yeah. Some funny ones. Yeah. So the new name will be announced sometime between now and kickoff September 3rd. Against Georgia State. So clock is ticking. The Cluck is ticking.
The Cluck, yeah.
Cluck, yeah.
You know, I did not know that the fighting cocks, if you will, have their thing trimmed on the top. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's a new thing. To be honest, I'm siding with the new owners. That seems kind of cruel. I mean, does it hurt?
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm not in the...
Maybe it's just like a haircut.
I'm not in the chicken fighting kind of business, so, you know, I don't know the ins and outs on the cockfighting. But I'm all for Marco Polo. Pollo.
Pollo. So that's your name. I'm a Georgia fan, so I could care less.
I think it is comedy if it's Cock Commander.
Would be pretty hysterical.
I mean, the Gamecocks do have licensed merchandise with cocks all over it, so why not?
Embrace it, you know what I mean? It was trending on Twitter, so people are liking it. Oh, college football.
Yep, it's here.
Gotta love it.
It is here.
I'm ready. I am ready for it. You know what I'm also ready for? Some baseball today. And yesterday we had a day for the record books. O'Neal Cruz hit the hardest hit baseball in StatCast history. 122.4 miles per hour. It was a single off the wall.
Yeah. Thing was crushed.
Would have been a homer in 26 ballparks. Pirates pitcher Mitch Keller said it sounded like a bomb went off. I mean, we saw it.
Yeah.
It was a rope.
He just crushed that thing.
So the previous hard hit ball was Giancarlo Stanton, 122.2 on several occasions. And then, where am I? The only three other players than Cruz to have a ball. So it's Stanton. Do you know who the others are?
Ohtani.
No. Come on, you know this.
Then?
Judge is one, and I lost my... I think I forgot the last one. Hold on. It is...
Very prepared today.
Gary Sanchez.
Ah,
Yes.
good old Yankees, huh?
You got it. You got it. We know how to crush baseballs.
Bash Brothers. You just don't know how to win games.
So, interesting stat there. 122.4 miles per hour.
That's
you know what?
crazy.
It's probably good it hit off the wall because that could have seriously hurt somebody.
Oh, yeah. That's
kind of
smoke.
scary.
That's crushed.
Another.
What's funny is he has like a very high sprint speed. And then he had the hardest infield throw earlier this year. Yeah.
O'Neal Cruz.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Another record broken yesterday in the Mariners game. George Kirby threw 24 straight strikes to start the game. The previous record was 21, achieved by our boy Joe Musgrove. Mm-hmm. My new favorite player for the Padres, if you didn't know. Mike Trout reached 1,500 career hits and tied Garrett Anderson for the most runs scored in Angels history. We also had Framber Valdez yesterday recorded his 21st consecutive quality start, an Astros franchise record.
Well, pretty
You had
good.
Him yesterday.
We did.
The low owned,
yeah.
And we kind of crushed it yesterday in terms of the picks for daily fantasy.
Dodgers stack went nuts.
Except
Valdez,
I
Heaney
blew
went
it
nuts.
on the prop bet.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
We'll get
Make
back
up for
on
it
track today.
Yeah. Some weather notes? None, actually, for today. Nothing really of note.
Really wish that Cubs game was on this slate, though.
I know. YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, and make sure to comment below. We're going to get into our daily fantasy and our high-owned pitchers for today. We've got Phillies righty Aaron Nola versus the Reds now. He's a high-owned guy, 42% owned on both FanDuel and DraftKings. 3.25 ERA, 2.20 opponent average. Last time out, he did give up 5 earned runs to the Mets. Somehow in that, though, he still had 9 strikeouts. In his previous 3 starts, hadn't given up more than 1 run. And so today against a Reds team that they don't really hit well.
They've been bad versus righties. 28% K rate, 277 WOBA, 112 ISO. So I think you might be able to hit the ball harder than them right now.
I'm not sure about that.
But Nola just continues to be solid. Mid 2s FIP. I think it's 2.6 over both his last 5 and his last 20. 27% combined K rate on him today, and 4-star alert rating. So there's a lot to like. On FanDuel, he's much cheaper than DeGoat. So.
Also, his over-under is set at 7.5 for strikeouts for Nola.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. It's pretty high, but I'm going over. We love going over.
And DeGrom's is 9.5.
9.5. So, speaking of Mets righty Jacob DeGrom, he's going up against the Rockies today. Also, pretty high on 34% on, is it DraftKings? FanDuel? No, 42%. Sorry.
Yeah. 42 on DraftKings, 34 on FanDuel.
2.31 ERA, 138 opponent average, and I thought this was a crazy stat. His opponent OPS is 348. MLB average is 707. Yeah. I know it's just 4 games, but those are still great numbers. Last time out, 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 9 strikeouts, averaging 9.25 strikeouts per game. Just lights out. Yeah,
he's just so efficient, and his K rate is so high. It's hard not to want to go to him. FanDuel did price him up, but DraftKings, he's not that expensive. So I'm shocked at seeing Nola and DeGrom at similar ownership on DraftKings. Nola also has some really good hitting weather. DeGrom's, it's not bad. It's pretty warm in New York, but not the wind blowing out like in Philadelphia. But anyway, so DeGrom, 5-star alert rating. Colorado versus righties is almost as bad as Cincinnati. Like we've said, DeGrom is a really good pitcher. 31% combined K rate. He also got to 95 pitches last time out versus Atlanta, so he's probably kind of fully stretched out. His K line is 2 Ks higher than Nola, so I think you got to like DeGrom here.
So strikeout line set at 9.5 Over or under?
Over.
Over! Me too.
Yeah.
He's averaging, 9.25 per game. We're going over. Our low-owned pitchers for today, we've got Blue Jays ready. Kevin Gausman going up against the Red Sox. 23% owned on DraftKings and just 2% owned on FanDuel. 2.99 ERA, 2.71 opponent average. He had a great outing against the Yankees. 7 scoreless with 7 strikeouts. He's done well against the Red Sox, too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of his matchup today?
So he is averaging 9.25 Ks per game versus Boston this year and 9 Ks when it's in Boston. Averaging over 30 points on DraftKings, over 50 points on FanDuel versus Boston this year. We obviously know he's a great pitcher, and we got a poor Boston offense. This offense has probably got worse than the last time he saw them, too. 4-star alert rating, 24.7% combined K rate. So I like Gausman.
Gausman's in a good spot today. How about Orioles righty Jordan Lyles going up against the White Sox? 14% owned, so pretty low ownership here on DraftKings and 2% on FanDuel. 4.61 ERA, 2.84 opponent average. Doesn't scream anything too awesome one way or the other. And the last few outings were a little rough. So what is it about Lyles that intrigues you for today?
There's a couple things. So one, for DraftKings, I'm probably not playing him. I don't think he has the upside as, a Gausman, a Nola, or DeGrom today. And unless you just absolutely crush hitting, you're not going to win with Lyles on FanDuel. But on DraftKings, he's cheap. If you want to play a Gausman, Nola, or DeGrom and still use, say, Phillies or one of the better offenses, you're going to probably have to get to a cheap pitcher at some point. So I was looking for a cheap pitcher, and Lyles kind of stands out. 3.13 ERA at home. So he has been much better at home. We have him at a 22% combined K rate, so he has a nice upside for his price, and we've seen him have decent ceiling games. So with all of that and with, wanting to spend up other places, then I think Lyles kind of makes a nice piece.
All right. So some nice options there for our pitchers. I know it's a small slate, so not a lot to choose from.
Yeah, there's not a ton to choose from
there.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a look at our stacks for today, let's look at the high-owned stacks we're working with on today's slate, and that's going to be the Phillies going up against the Reds, righty Justin Dunn. He's got a 6.08 ERA, 2.88 opponent average against righty bats, though even worse, 3.64 opponent average. Now just 3 starts, so small sample size there. Last game against the Pirates, he actually did pretty well. 1 earned run, 3 hits. In 5, 4 strikeouts. However, the Phillies' bats are pretty hot, although Alec Boehm couldn't get me the 1.5 bases yesterday.
I know. Only 2 guys did not get over 1.5 on the Phillies
and they were the
yesterday.
2 guys I had for my own run call and my prop bet. Nonetheless.
I thought that was pretty funny. But Dunn, like you said, it's only 3 games. It's 14.1 innings, but he's given up 5 home runs over that 14.1 innings. Not only that, the bullpen is bad. We have the best hitting weather here, so it's no surprise that the field is going to Philly.
Sure.
I almost went to Schwarber for my home run call, but whenever I do, he doesn't hit one.
Yeah,
so
he's been
he's going to hit one now because I'm not, and
exactly.
I put it out there.
Exactly, and I picked it yesterday, so it's definitely going to
guaranteed.
hit one. Blue Jays going up against Red Sox righty Cutter Crawford. Now, Crawford's got an awesome name, not so awesome ERA at over 5, 2.56 opponent average. Last game, he did get shelled. 9 earned runs in 3 2/3 versus the Orioles.
That'll hurt the ERA.
Whew. He is better at home, though. This one's at Fenway. What do you make of the Blue Jays for a stacking option?
So, like you said, he just got blown up. 5.8 FIP over his last 5. Super high, 41% hard contact rate, allowing a ton of barreled balls. However, he's better versus righties. Blue Jays have a ton of righties. And, like you said, he's better at home. 2.05 opponent average at home with a 4.08 ERA versus 3.04 on the road with a 6.27 ERA. So, like Lyles, Cutter is a lot better at home.
Yeah, and that's not insignificant, that difference.
No, not at all.
So let's take a look at some low-owned options, see where we can find a little leverage. And we can maybe find it with the Astros going up against Twins righty Chris Archer. He's got a 4.02 ERA, 2.11 opponent average. However, Jose Altuve, Trey Mancini, they have really good numbers against him.
They do.
In the BVP data. What do you make of the Astros today?
So Archer's been good, a decent pitcher. He carries a 3.18 FIP over his last 5 starts, so he's been pitching pretty well. But Houston's crushed him. 3 innings, 5 runs out, 5 runs allowed last time out, allowing a 30% hard contact. And on the road, he's allowed 7 home runs in 40 innings, which is 1.6 per 9. So I think you got to like Houston here. Good offense, not getting the ownership, and they have potential to go off. Archer doesn't pitch very far into games, too. So
yeah, you're looking at that bullpen as well. And the Astros, like you mentioned, really good offense.
Yep.
Minnesota Twins on the other side of that matchup are going up against Astros righty Luis Garcia. He's got an ERA just above 4, 2.28 opponent average. What is it about the Twins that you like in this matchup?
So Garcia is carrying a bit of ownership, so I think there's some leverage here. The Minnesota offense is good, 338 WOBA, decent ISO. They're hitting 273 off Garcia in 25 plate attempts. And Garcia is allowing 48% fly balls, so I think there's some chances for home runs. He can be hit. They can get to him. Minnesota has a good offense. A lot of different pieces they can put in there to have that platoon advantage, too.
So some nice leverage options there, again, on a smaller slate for today. For all of that information, especially the ownership information, make sure you go find it on LineStarApp.com and make sure you lock in your subscription right now. We've got about maybe a week or 2 left of
2 weeks. 13 days.
Left till football season starts.
13 days and like 13 hours until the price goes up.
But who's counting?
No, not me.
Yeah, the price goes up on the LineStar membership from $19.99 to $29.99, which is still really great value. We've got a lot of awesome things in the works for football season. However, we do want you to save some money. Save $10 a month by locking in your LineStar subscription now. LineStarApp.com is where you check that out, and that's where you work. I can speak today. Let's go. LineStarApp.com is where we are headed for our sleeper picks of the day. Our sleeper pick of the day on DraftKings is going to be Mike Moustakas. He's going up against Aaron Nola with the Phillies, so maybe a little risky. However, if we pull up his players card, he is only $2,000, so some good value. Now, do keep an eye on if he is playing. He is day to day.
He left the game Tuesday with a little calf
injury. So keep an eye on this one. Now, he has had 7 fantasy points per game in 18 away games. So maybe some good value there. I am a little bit nervous about going up against Nola, given that he's allowed 1.3 fantasy points per plate attempt, which is pretty good for a pitcher. So that's our fantasy play of the day. It is $2,000, which is what we like about this.
Pay attention to news as he may not be in the lineup.
Right. I mean, he has put up some pretty good fantasy numbers over the past week or so prior to that calf injury. So he could provide some nice value at $2,000. Our sleeper pick of the day on FanDuel is AJ Pollock. He is only $2,500 on FanDuel and going up against Jordan Lyles today. Our system as a whole really liking the White Sox today and batting first. We like that.
Has a nice little speed power combo. And lead off should get those extra at bats.
There you go. $2,500. Lock it in. Remember, all of this information is available on the LineStar app, so make sure you check it out and lock in your subscription. Link is below. Now it's time for our home run calls of the day. Who's going yard today? Tyler, who's your home run call for today?
All right, I'm going with one of your favorite nicknames in all of baseball. We are going with the polar bear bomb, Pete Alonso, to home run today. Poor starting pitcher, poor bullpen. Nice hitting weather with warm weather, winds slightly blowing out. But Alonso has also hit 23 of his 30 home runs off right-handed pitchers, and Feltner is giving up a higher slugging and higher ISO to right-handed hitters. We're going to have some righty-on-righty crime.
Love a polar bear bomb. I'm going with Orioles catcher Adley Rutschman. Now, he's a switch hitter who does better as a lefty bat versus righties, and that's exactly what he'll be today, going up against the righty for the White Sox, Lance Lynn, who has the 20th highest home run per nine rate among all qualified pitchers at 177. So pretty good there. Plus, he's facing a White Sox bullpen that's not that good. And all 8 of Rutschman's home runs have come as a lefty bat. Now, this one's a bit of a longer shot than your polar bear bomb, but
Polar bear likes to hit bombs. You know.
That is what he does.
But we can get a rook bomb. I like it.
Now it's time for our prop bets of the day. Remember to play along with us on our contest here on YouTube. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below, and you're automatically entered in. One lucky commenter will win $60 if both Tyler and I hit our prop. Now, all of our props are available on the Underdog Sports app, so make sure to download it. The link is below to that. New users who deposit at least $10 can get up to $100 of their deposit match. So a great deal there. Use promo code LineStar with that. Plus, you'll get a free 2-month subscription to LineStar, so pretty good deal there. Now, yesterday, bit of a disappointment for me. Our streak ended.
It's all right. We can start a new one. It's a great
Alec
thing
Bohm
about
did
streaks.
not deliver his 1.5 bases for me.
Stuck at 1.
So we get back to the drawing board today.
Yep.
Prop bets for today. Tyler, where are you headed for your prop bet?
I am going with the Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Kevin Gausman over 6 Ks on Underdog. Facing Boston this year, he is averaging 9.25 Ks per game, and in Boston, he's averaging 9 Ks per game. I think the line of 6 is just way too low, and Gausman's going over.
I'm going with White Sox catcher Sebi Zavala over 0.5 hits. That is at minus 150 on FanDuel Sportsbook, so you're getting great value on Underdog. Now, he's gotten a hit in 7 of the last 10 games, and this is a righty bat with much better splits versus righties. In fact, an 834 OPS. Remember, OPS average in Major League Baseball right now is 707. And then he's going up against Orioles righty Jordan Lyles, who's giving up an 802 OPS. So he's just got to get one knock. That's it.
Just one. He can do it. He's going to do it.
He's gonna do it. We got to think positively.
Yep.
That's right.
Just cash money here.
And then we're going for 3 for 4 this week.
Yes.
We got it. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and you're automatically entered in. You could win $60.
Yep. You can comment. Tell us what
we're gonna start running out of money here soon.
Big Sir Spur.
Oh yeah. What is this? Is the comment of the day? We need you to comment. What should the new mascot of the Carolina Gamecocks be for their rooster? Should it be Cock-a-Doodle Dude, Cluck Norris, Marco Pollo, or Cock Commander? We ask the important questions on the On Deck podcast.
Hard hitting.
Really hard hitting
straight to
journalism.
you news.
All right, that's going to do it for today's On Deck podcast episode. Good luck in all of your daily fantasy and prop bets. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye.